Hey, what's up, YouTube? I just won the biggest Granblue Fantasy versus Rising tournament so far to do one thing. I'm the fucking GOAT. This character, Zooey, bottom tier. I had to justify my opinion. I beat the best Zooey in NA, and I didn't have to play Zooey at all. I literally won this tournament just to prove that this character Zooey is trash. But yeah, we're gonna go through. I think there's 4 tiers. I think this game in general is pretty balanced, but I think there's some outliers such as Nier that are really, really strong, and some characters like Zooey that don't have a DP and don't have the offensive firepower to keep up with the higher tiers. I guess I should explain what I think makes a good character and a bad character. So I think a good character in this game is one that has a meterless reversal. So everyone in this game has a 50% reversal, but a meterless reversal is really important because your meter is really important. So you want to keep it, you want to use it for other things because a lot of people have like bullshit neutral skip options. And the characters that don't have a meterless reversal, in order for them to be good, they have to have like another level of bullshit. And so to me, it's like, do you have a meterless reversal? Do you have bullshit? And then how's your damage, right? Because some characters, they have really good set play, really good damage, or they have really good like knockdown situations. So that can kind of carry. So take, for example, Nier, right? What does Nier have? Nier has huge damage off any hit that leads into a really, really good setup and has one of the best reversal in the game, which is EX counter, which leads into a full damage, right? Now, Zooey, she has no reversal. Mid-screen damage is some of the worst in the game. Quarter damage, some of the worst in the game. She has decent offense in neutral. So her dragon, all right, let me break down Zooey. Let me break down Zooey. It's no longer a tier, it's just me ranting about Zooey, you're right. The issue with Zooey is that she's kind of gimmicky, right? So this move, while it's good, it's really high risk, low reward. If there's combos, you get, okay, you don't even get Oki because you have to refill your dragon meter. Where if they 2H you, you can just explode in this game. This move no longer is useful because they can just dodge and then they can do a neutral skip alt skill and delete your health. So you have to be really, really careful of this move, right? But she does have some tools. She has this move, which is pretty good, and you actually get pretty decent damage off of it, right? So you can link a sweep, and then you can go for like Oki, like that's, you don't really get that much, and it only does 4k. But the issue is this is punishable on block. It does have armor, which is pretty cool, but it's punishable on block. So you're basically left with just zoning with the fireball, right? But like if you get into a zoning war, you're losing dragon meter, the opponent's not. So eventually you're gonna have to charge up, and they can use that opportunity to dash L in your face. And you don't have a good anti-dash L move because you don't have an invincible reversal. And you might think, oh, well, Zooey has really good set play. They took that all away. So yeah, she has Sea Dragon, but the Sea Dragon only hits once. She has like these lightning setups. So I'll just like an example of a very basic lightning setup, right? So you can do this, that's the overhead, and that hits. But this overhead low, it's a gimmick. It's fuzzyable. It's a 6-frame fuzzy, which means that you can just block low, then block high, and there's no mix-up. But thankfully, this character at least has good neutral because Dragon's good, this is good. You have really good block pressure. So for example, like this is like, if you're fighting a character that doesn't have a DP, this is basically a block infant. This is really hard to get out of, right? You can just keep doing this over and over. Oh, well, not over and over because you lose your dragon. And then she does have this ult skill, which is really good. So like, let's say this hits, the ult skill hits, you get to refund your dragon. At the same time, you know, a character like Grimnir can do ult skill bionic arm and kill you and actually get Oki, right? So even that I don't think is amazing. So that's why I think Zooey's B tier. And you might be thinking, Diaphone, you're just downplaying because, you know, you like your waifu and you want her to get buffed. This is the representation of characters that get mastered. Zooey, along with Anre, 0 characters. Now, Anre, I can explain. No one wants to play as the Pringles man, right? So no one just plays the character, so there's 0 masters. And of course, this is a little outdated. There's a few masters. I got masters with Zooey, but Zoe's a really popular character, and there's still 0 masters, right? Now, Nier, on the other hand, obviously, she's busted. 24. And let's talk about why Nier is so good. This move is the best move in the game. This is EX counter. All right, so like let's just say you're Zooey, you're pressuring with dash L, because like, you know, dash L's are good, right? You do this. I don't even know the right combo. I made masters with Nier without actually learning her combos. But you get the idea. You can literally just take like 50-60%. And even if it's just like whiffs, it's super hard to punish because she can do follow-ups on block. That move in its own like makes Nier in a tier of her own, right? But she has a lot of other strengths. She has the best block pressure in the game. So this right here, you just... Okay, it beats mash, right? So like they can't mash. So you can just keep doing this block string over and over. And this is like, they literally cannot mash. You just do this over and over. And it's basically a block infinite. The only thing they can do, they can reversal or they can dodge. And so if you just do this and back up and then dash late, you beat both. So the RPS is like heavily in your favor. And anytime you get the hit, but this leads into like messed up Oki. You can go hot overhead, you can go low, you can bait the guard cancel, you can do like hella damage. And you know, she has the hearts, they go away, but the thing is like you still have access to dash L and usually almost never run out of hearts. The other thing is a lot of characters, it's really important to have like a good follow-up after dash L. So for example, Zoe's follow-up to dash L is kind of meh, right? So like this doesn't combo. This will whiff, like if they're crouching, for example, like where other like Grimnir would hit, like yeah, like that'll just whiff, right? So it's really hard to like know what to do after this with Zoe. But Nier, for some reason, her stand medium punch is 6 frames. So this like always combos. Like if they're just like running, like you think it's not that important, but like a lot of times you'll catch someone with a dash L if they're like running at you or just not blocking, and then this combos and then it just leads into messed up set play. And this is really privileged that Nier gets this, right? And not to mention that, you know, on block, this goes into the block infinite, right? So dash L enables Nier so much, and then like anytime she gets put on the defensive, you mash this. Yeah, broken character. She's gonna be the only character in S tier because I think she's just on a level of her own. Does that have a good matchup against Nier? Probably not. I'm gonna keep it real. I don't think anyone has a good matchup against Nier. All right, so let's talk about all the shadows, right? So Gran, Djeeta, and Katalina. Now I think Katalina is the worst. I think Katalina belongs down here. That being said, all 3 of the shows can play the game because they have invincible meterless DP, and they all can play like pretty decent. I think Gran and Djeeta are pretty similar in strength. The main advantage Gran has over the cast, you guys will see this theme come up a lot, which is dash L is really important in this game. So having a good option after dash L is really important, and Gran having a plus on block medium punch is really good. This is something that a lot of characters do not have. So Gran's really good rushdown. Also, like his mobility he's extremely fast. His M boot is quite good for skipping neutral. This is 0, right? And if you space it right, this is plus, and so you can like do another block infinite. This is plus frames, and you think they're gonna check, and he can do this, and then if that hits, they get full combo. He does really good damage on top of that, right? So he has quite good rushdown along with access to invincible reversal. The thing with Djeeta is her fireball game is better. This is still really cheap. Again, any character that has like a free get in tool with like a charged fireball and with not having to spend like ultimate skill, that's really cheap, right? Because offense is good because 6XL is good, which means that you can do this, you can get 6XL, and then you can start your frames, right? Now your options aren't as good as him, but you know, you still have EX Rekka, which is like a really good like whiff punishing tool. So you can like let's say you go for the whiff punish, you don't get it. Okay, well, you know, they're in a guessing game, and so it's not that bad. Not to mention, #1 player in the world, Gamera, is playing Djeeta. Gamera says he's playing Nier. No, actually, Gamera said, very funny enough. So Gamera's playing Anila. He's the first master of Anila, and he's playing Djeeta. And what Gamera said was he's gonna play Djeeta for like all matchups except like 5 that he will play Anila with. All right, so let's talk about Katalina and Anila. So I do not think Katalina is that strong. So Djeeta has neutral skip. Gran has good pressure. Katalina has good pokes, but what's a good poke when 6XL exists, right? To me, she's just like, she's lacking bullshit. She still has invincible DP, which is, you know, kind of puts her above some characters. And just having to like, she's just too honest, right? Once she gets in, she doesn't have good pressure. Like this isn't that great because it's minus. There you use your cooldowns, and now, all right, your pressure's over. So I think Katalina is a little worse just because 6XL makes it really easy to get around her stuff. And like this move is pretty good, but again, it's like compared to like Zeta, who gets a full combo, what do you give Katalina? Absolutely nothing, right? Unless you're like, okay, that was cool. She can do it 3 times. I mean, that's still like, you only get Oki, bruh. Okay, I guess you get Oki, but that's all your meter. I didn't even know she could do that, but yeah, Zeta does like 4 times that damage, and it leads to Fuzzy, right? All right, so Anila, I think Anila is better just because she has bullshit, right? This is poor man's Djeeta Fireball. Obviously, it's not like as good, but you can still follow in. This is probably one of the best ult skills in the game, in my opinion. This is a really, really good poke. Probably one of the best sweeps in the game. But outside of that, her kit's a little lacking, honestly. Like, this is an okay poke. Like, all your charges they're all minus, right? Anytime you block this, because dash L's are so strong, you just take your turn back with a dash L, and now Anila's on the back foot, right? So like, I don't feel like her special kit is as good. I feel like if you have an anti-zoning tool against Anila, she really strong. Or if she has to approach, because like she doesn't have like really good approach tools like Gran or Katalina, like she can struggle to get in. This is an approach tool, but like against a good player that's an anti-air. That I think this is also like an anti-air. So I think characters can kind of zone her out a little hard outside of like just waiting for this, but this is 50 meter, right? So because I think she's a little susceptible to having a little bit weaker neutral than some of these characters, I put her at the end of A tier. Yeah, so keep in mind, like every character in A is like mid tier, right? So mid tier is pretty good in this game. And again, I think this game's balanced enough that it's like it's not an issue if you're mid tier. All right, so Charlotta I think is A tier as well. She kind of does like what Anila does with this stuff, but she actually has better pressure, right? So like this move is still really, really good. +4 on block. Her jumps are really, really hard to anti-air compared to some other characters. This demon flip is a lot scarier than Anila hop because you can't just block it, right? Because there's actual mix. Like she can't really zone, but that's fine. Like she has really good tools for getting in. So yeah, I think she's A tier. She has a well-rounded kit. She also has invincible reversal. Again, I think very, very important in this game. Now Lancelot. Now there's a couple characters that are the exception for not having invincible meterless reversal and still being good. And Lance is one of them. This character has some of the best ult skills in the game free. Starting with this move. This move is absolutely insane. So one, like let's say Charlotte is just like playing footsies. You're just like, all right, and you get a full combo from this. I don't know the combo, but it does chunks, right? You get the idea. You can just throw it out. It's safe. The other thing, like this character has really good mobility, so I think corner control is really important. And this character can get out of the corner so easily, right? Whether it's with this, whether it's throwing EX Fireball, and then side swapping, or like doing this, or he has so many different ways to like play around like the 6XL game, right? Like he can just back off, throw the fireball, and then he can go in. The other thing is this move. Now this move, like, it seems a little weak. First of all, it's +10, like it's super plus. But the cool thing is it it freezes them, so you can get like custom combos doing that shit. So it's just like if you need something to set like for extra pressure, you can throw this move out too. I think this character is A+ for that reason. He just has so much neutral control, and when he gets in, he has good mix. But it really comes down to neutral control, and all skills. So I think Lance is A+ tier, and I think Charlotta is A tier. I'll put her above Anila. I don't know. I feel like all these characters are pretty similar. I think Djeeta is actually slightly ahead of Gran. I think Percival and Ladiva are two of the worst characters in the game for a couple of reasons. One, they nerfed this character, right? So Percival exceeds in the old game by playing really lame, right? He throws the fireball, he throws the stocks, he throws the fireball, he throws the stocks. How are you supposed to deal with characters with full screen? Haha, right? Like it's so hard to stock up in this game because, like, bro, they're just gonna neutral skip. They're just gonna do this shit, right? And they just like nerfed a bunch of his shit for like no reason. Like, do you guys know you can't even get a combo off his command grab anymore? You just do this and they take like, okay, no damage. I mean, he still has like the dash low pressure. But again, I think like slight minus frames in this game is worse than it used to be. So like checking with a low is like, well, one, that's only 0 on block. That's kind of ass. Like, okay, you're -4, but then like -4 means, all right, you gotta take a dash L into pressure, right? So it's really not good to like -4 yourself in their face. because his zonings are easier to get around. They nerfed the crap out of him. He's okay aggressiveness, but he doesn't have like get in tools. Yeah, I think he's like high B tier. He's probably better than Katalina. Actually, I think Zoe's better than Katalina too. So we'll put him like right ahead of Zoe. I think Ladiva is the worst character in the game. You still have dash L, but it doesn't go very far. Like you're just too slow, right? And you don't have an invincible reversal to get him off. So like once you take that initial dash L, it's like you gotta guess, and you don't have invincible reversal to help you guess. So you think like, oh, this looks really good. I get it. Like I could full screen neutral skip. You just dodge. That's a free punish. This move, oh, it's unblockable, right? You just dodge it, right? And then you just get punished, right? So to me, it's like she has to rely a little too much on gimmicks, and because guard cancel is so strong, like let's say she actually gets in, you just guard cancel, and then it's like, all right, now you have to guess with some of the worst defense in the game. Like you worked so hard to get in, and you just got guard cancel for free because guard cancel is broken. Yeah, I think Ladiva is the worst character in the game. Just does not really have any redeeming qualities. No BS. Like this is the best thing Ladiva has is like dash L into SPD. But again, it's like okay, you don't need to get a safe jump, and strike throw in this game is pretty strong. Like you can really blow up people for teching. You can't reaction tech in this game, so it's like having a command grab is like not that big of a deal as it used to be. And yeah, like certain matchups like Ladiva versus Ferry, like how are you supposed to deal with that? Like yeah, SPD damage, it doesn't feel rewarding enough. So I think Metera is okay. Again, I don't think zoning is amazing in this game. She doesn't have any bullshit ultimate skills except this. I think this move is pretty cheap because it's like a free plus frame. But the biggest nerf Metera took was rollback because you can actually anti-her. Metera's hot now. That's easily the biggest nerf that Metera players took. But other than that, she's pretty much intact. I think a lot of her game is like, because she can like pretty much outzone anyone. And she can set these up. It's kind of hard to, I feel like it's kind of a little bit hard to 6XL her because you can like just keep throwing down shit on the screen. But the issue is, like other characters, she has no DP, so you have to really rely on really good neutral. Her Oki is not as good either because how do I show that this is no longer like a double overhead? So like her mix up is a lot worse than it used to be. So like she can't win the game off set play as easily. And not to mention there's a lot of characters that can just like neutral skip, right? But the reasons I think this character is somewhat decent is I think her zoning even with 6XL can be kind of hard to get around. And of course the GOAT Taichi always makes this character work. I don't know how, but he's like number 2, number 3 on the leaderboards last time I checked. I'm like borderline between B+ and A. I'll put her like at the top of B+. Again, Lowain actually has a reversal. This is a legit reversal now. This is actually pretty cheap. It also recovers like a lot quicker, right? So you can't just like dodge it like you used to be able to in the old Granblues. His ultimate skills are okay. Like this is just okay. He doesn't like really have like BS ultimate skills, but his zoning's pretty good. He can also get meter really free, and for whatever reason, they made this invincible. So he can just get out of pressure for free, pretty much. I think that's really, really cheap. Like a lot of characters don't have like a risk-free reversal like Lowain. This is reactable, but it puts a lot of pressure on your opponent to be able to get that. But that being said, like you kind of have to rely on like really good neutral and like decent set play. He has some really good neutral skips, right? Having a neutral skip in this game, I think, is really valuable, and none of them are really tied to EX meters, so you can just like this is really strong. Be able to do this and the dash L, you know, like he can play his neutral is quite good, and I think it carries, and he has a reversal. I think this is like bottom of A tier. I think Lowain's pretty good, but he's a little gimmicky, right? Because like if you're really good at like reacting to all this stuff, like reacting to the bros, reacting to the bots, I feel like that can kind of hamper him a little bit. So Zeta easily, I think Zeta's top 3 in the game. I think she's really, really strong. What makes her strong is that she gets fuzzies against characters. I can't do the fuzzies. The fuzzies are actually hard. She's one of the hardest. In my opinion, she's the hardest top tier to play. But she gets like 50-50s on most of the cast because she can jump in and she can do this and she can convert pretty easily. She also has really good neutral with spear and the beam. So she has a get in tool, she has a fireball, she also has reversal. Also, ultimate counters in this game are quite good because safe jumps are really strong. Every character gets access to a safe jump. Like, you can get out of a lot of stuff that other characters can't. But that's not what makes her bullshit, right? What makes her bullshit is this move alone makes her unable to be zoned. You just react to something and you get a full combo. I can't do it because I'm not, but you get the idea. So you get a combo and then you just cook them and then you go into a fuzzy set 50-50 afterwards while dealing crap ton of damage. Very, very good character. Even this move is really good. Leads into a full combo. Does this lead into a full combo? I think so, in the corner, right? I thought this led into a full combo. Yeah, so you get the idea. So like this is like a really good like anti-air. So you can jump, there's a lot of like different ways you could play neutral with the character, right? Yeah, she has a really good throw. You can throw bait with this. Yeah, a lot of utility. Now Ferry, I think Ferry is decent. I used to think this character is quite bad. Let's say you throw a GG. How are you supposed to deal with like people just reacting, right? Like bro, like what is this character's game plan? But not every character has a bullshit neutral skip like Zeta, right? I think the characters that can get zoned out pretty hard, and like this tactic works, and you throw the whip, and you get a combo off the whip. She still has some decent Oki after this. You throw, I don't know it, but you get the idea. And then you can still go high low. She still has some of that. She has some of the best supers in game. This is a really good utility super. But in general, like her buns are still really, really good. She's still Ferry. This move is quite a good throw bait. A lot of characters don't have like a meterless throw bait like this. And if you space this right, yeah, so you can like make this plus. If it hits, you can get a combo. Like, so let's say I just run up, I bait the throw. That's +8, so I get a combo. So her rushdown is like surprisingly good. So she can basically like keep zoning, somehow set up, make you hide behind a GG and then rush your shit down. Her rushdown is actually pretty good. Her main issue is she doesn't have a reversal, and then like characters that can neutral skip give her a hard time. But because like I feel like her game plan is really effective against characters that can't do those things. Like her matchup spread is really polarizing, right? So I'm gonna put her like bottom of A tier, and then Zeta is, in my opinion, top 3. Easily top 3. Now Vaseraga, I think, has a lot of things going for him. He has very, very good neutral, right? Very good pokes. Fireball is really good. Alt Fireball is really good. EX Fireball, like all his Fireball is like surprisingly good because it's so fast, right? He still explodes you. But the main thing that makes his neutral really good is you can't zone him because he's gonna get this buff, right? And when he gets this buff, he can just like charge in, and he has armor and you can't contest him. And what they did in Rising is they made this faster. So like it's really, really hard to whiff punish this now, especially like when you're at this distance. 40 frames is not that much when they're literally standing full screen. So because it's so much easier for him to get armor, I think that makes him pretty good. He also has some pretty good ultimate skills, right? This move here has armor. It's only -6. You can't punish it. This move is kind of funny, although you can just guard cancel that. It's a little gimmicky. This I think is actually really good. So you can't option select it, and like jump it on reaction, but like I don't think you can actually react to this. And it's really good because like most characters, like shimmying this game is really good because it beats throw bait, it beats like jabs, but this blows up shimmying, right? So it's actually kind of hard to pressure Vaseraga. But the issue is that some characters just give Vaseraga a hard time. Like characters that won't let him armor up, characters that can break armor really easily, I think can give Vaseraga some trouble. So I think Vaseraga is at the bottom of A tier. But he's still pretty decent. I think he gives a lot of characters that have trouble in neutral a hard time. Now Narmaya, I've heard complaints about Narmaya, and one of the complaints is that 6XL, she doesn't really get much from 6XL. You can get an auto combo late. Wait, bro, what is this cap? You can get medium punch after this. I'm not listening to Narmaya down players ever again. I was told you can't get anything after 6XL. What? Bro, what are these guys cooking, bro? I'm gonna put Narmaya in A tier. I think people are just downplaying this character. One of the issues I think with Narmaya is their ult skills are kind of gimmicky. You'll see Narmayas do this move all the time, but you can just jab it on reaction and blow it up. But it's still decent because you can like bait anti-airs with it. But at the same time, she still has a DP. She has hella plus frames because she has more cooldowns than everyone else. Like this is still +1, so having a +1 move with dash Ls or like this is still really scary. Without characters without a DP, this is still really good. It's really hard to 2H, and you're still +1, so you can get tons of plus frames with this character. If you silent swap, you go into this move. This is also plus. So this character has a ton of plus frames, and she has a DP, and she has serviceable neutral skip tools. I think this character's A tier. I'll put her like here-ish. Yeah, she also does a pretty decent amount of damage. Decent buttons too. The issue is that she's harder to play than some of these other characters, so maybe she won't get as much representation. All right, so Soriz, I think this is the most underrated character in the game for a few reasons, right? Being able to stop dash late pressure is extremely important in this game, which is why you need invincible reversal. Now, Soriz does not have invincible reversal. That being said, this works against everything after dash L. So his armor, by virtue of like a lot of slightly plus frames, is actually became a lot better. So it's kind of like he has a reversal, but at the same time, he still keeps his crazy neutral. This is really good. You can't just autopilot dash L because you can stick out a button and then blow you up. Soriz does a lot of damage. Soriz's pressure is very, very good. This is plus, this is plus, this is plus. He has a lot of ways to continue his turn, which is really scary with 6XL. But this isn't even what makes him really strong. I think this move right here is one of the best ult skills in the game. This thing blows through everything. It doesn't matter. It has armor. It's extremely fast. And it's safe on block. Wait, that meant you could get a combo off this. The anti-airs. This move does everything for you. It's anti-zoning. Like if you just get a read on zoning, you can't zone it. A lot of neutral skip tools don't go through fireballs. His does. And some of his other tools like this is just a really good throw bait. And you can't even dodge it and get a punch. So you have to DP it. You have to DP these. And like, that's really hard on reaction. This is probably the hot take of the tier list, but I think he's one of the best in the game. I almost want to put him A+, but I think he's super, super unrated. Oh, by the way, if you ever get 100 meter for this character, which by the way happens all the time, you get a free install. The install doesn't cost any meter. It's punishable, bro. You activate it full screen. All right, let's see if Zeta is punishing this. Well, let's go my punishing this with. It's not that one. Is it this one? It's not that one. What am I punishing this with? Yeah, this character, I think this character is quite good. Yeah, Soriz is actually gonna be the next character I learn because I think he's super underrated. All right, so Cagliostro. Again, I think one of the characters that has strong enough neutral to justify being a strong character. I think she is an A+ tier as well. Traps are still really, really good. 6XL does not work against the traps. So you can stop 6XL. And you also have a couple really cheap ultimate skills. Now, actually, I think the cheapest ultimate skill is this one right here. She could just jump at you, right? And so you try anti-air, you die for it. So you can do like teleport, do that. You try anti-air, you're dead. She also has this move, but this move is kind of gimmicky because you can just dodge it on reaction. Total neutral control, even if she doesn't have invincible reversal, I think her pressure is good. Her mix-up's good. She just gets multiple strike throw opportunities while having really, really good neutral. So actually, I think she's bomb A+. I'm gonna put Soriz even lower, but I think Soriz is quite good. All right, we got Yuel and we got Anre. So remember how I said I think invincible reversals are really strong because pressure is really strong? Yeah, well, she has 2 of them. So yeah, some of the best defense, if not the best defense in the game. You literally just don't even need the block of this character. And still really good neutral. Her dash is quick. She has multiple ways to extend plus frames with this move. This move, if they're being really careful. Stance is still really good, right? This is +2 on block, so they have to really respect. Decent neutral skip, not the best neutral skip, but this is safe, right? So you can neutral skip too if you want. She also has a 6 frame 5M. She gets the easy converts. Her main weakness is, you know, she kind of lacks that bullshit factor. Like, she doesn't have like amazing neutral skip options. She doesn't have amazing ult skills. She does have to like, she has to work her way in. Yeah, I guess combo damage is kind of ass too. I don't know, but I think she's quite good. I think she's just my gut feeling on her. Top of A tier. Just the amount of tools she has is quite good. She might lack a little bit of neutral, but her defense is so good and her offense is quite good as well. I don't know. The thing is, like, I feel like Soriz and Yuel are pretty similar. We'll see how many people I have in A tier. We might move it around. Even her flip is like pretty obnoxious for some characters to deal with. You get a combo off this now, so like, I don't know, she just has a lot of tools. If I could say I don't know about one character, it's probably Uno. Now, Uno has the same thing as Soriz, where like this isn't a very good reversal, but because dash Ls are a thing in this game, this move is really effective against dash L. So anytime they do dash L into this, they get a full combo. So that's quite good. So his defense is actually really good because of that. He also has a parry, and I think, again, parries in general in this game are, I think, better than DPs. For the most part, because it's hard to save meaty. Yeah, he has air parry. He has this move, which is like really good defensively as well. So his defense is really good. His neutral's quite good because he has this normal. Yeah, he has this normal. He has spears. Obviously, like you can neutral skip against it. I guess if anything was lacking, it's like offense, because like you don't have like good specials to cancel into. Like you can like, this is like, all right, I want to be safe and frame trap you. That's all you get, right? His offense is a little lacking, but I think his defense is quite good. His neutral's quite good. He also doesn't have like any bullshit ultimate skills either. Like none of these are really that potent, I think. This is gonna be a hot take. We'll never know how good this character is because no one wants to play Uno because they're all pissed that they didn't add another Eternal. But I actually think this character is quite good. I'm gonna put him like right here. But if he was a fox girl, maybe we'd see the potential. But I think he's, yeah, no one uses him, so we won't know. Yeah, it should have been Siete, exactly. All right, so Eustace. This character is one of the best zoners in the game. This pierces fireballs. So it's like impossible, basically impossible to zone Eustace out. You have to come to him. So this move alone gives him a lot of potential. But his offense is really good too. He has the ways to get in. This move, very, very good. He has a command dash. Leads to a lot of offensive potential. He basically RPSs you anytime he blocks, and he has just really, really good neutral. Now, again, the main thing is his defense is quite bad, but I think his neutral and offense make up for it. But the other thing about this character has, in my opinion, some of the best set play in the game. Okay, maybe not the best. I didn't realize this was 28 frames, but he does have some good mix. I'll just pull up a random Eustace clip. Safe jump fuzzy. Okay, this seems promising, but this character has potential. The combos are really sick. Look at the corner carry on this. This ends in Oki. You got fuzzied, and now you die. But at the same time, no DP. Bad reversal. Obviously, like those fuzzies can be guard canceled. So maybe his mix-up's a little fake. But I'm gonna put him around Eustace Uno tier. I think Eustace and Uno are like two of the least played characters with potential. Now, Seox, this character is fucking busted. He has the best neutral skips in the game. One, he has insane dash speed. Two, this move, insanely hard to contest. So you try to anti him, no, you can't, and you just get full comboed, right? Plus 15 leads into whatever you want, right? It doesn't matter. Choose your own adventure with this character. This move, very, very good. You get a combo, basically another anti-anti-air. This move, great anti-zoning, and you can just fake it out. This move, really, really good. Great throw bait. You can dodge it, but still really good just to throw out. Again, he has a counter. I think counters are very, very strong in this game because you can't safe jab them or safe jump. And his block pressure is really good. You know, like that's really hard to contest. Anytime he makes you block a Rekka, it's still a pretty good turn for him, right? Because he has so many different follow-ups to the Rekka that it's basically his turn. If you block a Rekka, you kind of have to make a hard read on what he wants to do. But like, there's a lot of different variations. Wait, how do you do the yeah, this move? This move's plus, so you can just reset, and then there's ways to catch mash. There's so much offensive potential with this character, and he has the best neutral skips in the game. That alone makes him A+ tier. I think he's above Zeta. Oh yeah, CX combos are very long. All right, so Vira I think is quite good. I think I'm gonna put her A+. So in my opinion, this is one of the best turn stealing moves in the game. 3+ frames. But basically, anytime she makes you block something, you can go into this. They have to mash, and obviously, like she has ways to beat mash. So like every time you block her, it's basically a mix-up. And her neutral is quite good. Like she could throw this out. She could play like the mind games here. Her dash is insane. Her 6XL, very, very good because her dash speed is really fast. She has command grab. This command grab is a little gimmicky, but because she has so much else going on, it's a little hard to react to. Because this command grab looks similar to that move, right? So very, very hard to defend against. She gets an install. Install is really easy to go into. You can combo at any time. The install just gives her more BS. The reason why I think she's a little bit above like Djeeta and Gran, besides the being able to steal your turn really easily, is I think she has some very, very good ult skills, right? So this move is insane. Just instant fireball, homes in on them, punishes basically anything from full screen you can run in, right? This move, really, really good. Full screen neutral skip. A little gimmicky, but it's safe on block. She also has a DP, right? Her MDP and install is really good too. That is true, but you can't spot dodge. The issue is like, this is like, especially if the first hit whiffs, is really hard to spot dodge and reaction. So that becomes a really good. She's just really cracked in install. Damage is really good. Yeah, she got everything. So I'm gonna say lower end of A+. Beelzebub feels a little gimmicky, but against characters like without a DP, for example, this move is so good. This move is so good. A lot of these are like reaction checks, right? Do you know how to deal with this? Do you know how to deal with this? Do you know how to deal with charged fireball? Still has a command grab super. Very, very good for opening up people. Really, really good jump in. Very good ult skills. So for example, they block this for whatever reason. You get this move, that's guaranteed. They try to roll this, and you can snipe the roll with that. he has some pretty good ult utility on his ult skills, right? This move is also like anti-air. He feels a little gimmicky, but at the same time, he still has the DP, and his dive is extremely good, and his pressure is extremely good against characters, especially without a DP. So for example, like you can just keep doing this, dash L. Also, like this mix is kind of real between this is overhead, and this is a low, right? And that low leaves in a crap ton of damage. So he's one of the few characters where this like triple combo overhead is actually really good. Really good pressure, good defense. One of the best special moves in the game, in my opinion, in this EX dive, and just all around like good footsies. Really gimmicky, but even without the gimmicks, he's still like top of A+. Oh, top of A. Yeah, I meant top of A. Let's talk about regular Belial. I mean, what is there to talk about? This character craps out damage, this normal is insane. This normal, a low plus on block move. This move is so good, especially combined with this. Like this pressure, just doing this becomes overwhelming. He has very good ways to keep the plus frames with EX Fireball. Best Fireball in the game, right? You can basically do anything you want with it. It's really hard to zone them out. So characters have to approach, or they're going to have to deal with something like this, right? You know, this counter is really good for anti-zoning. He just has every tool. And like, yeah, he has some gimmicks like this EX command grab, but they're still pretty good, especially when you have to deal with like all this stuff, right? Like this is really hard. He has Guard Crush loops in the corner. Yeah, so Guard Crush loops, this is guaranteed combo. You have to DP that on reaction. It's 13 frames, but with the ult freeze, I'm not sure how fast it is, but it feels really, if that feels hard, that feels really hard to react to. You have to be really on point to react to that. Yeah, you can't spot dodge it. So some characters like literally just have to hold that if you don't have ult DP. I think the main weakness is like he doesn't have great ult skills outside of that one. Like this is kind of gimmicky. Like you just literally jump when you see that. So he doesn't have like great neutral skips, but his neutral is so good anyways that it doesn't really matter. Craps out damage. Very good character, A+. Now Avatar Belial, they keep buffing this character. I think this character is like super slept on actually. The issue is he's really risky because he uses his health. He uses his health for like a lot of moves, and a lot of them are like reaction checks. So like you could 2H this and just blow him up. But like this mix-up's actually legit, right? This is plus on block. He has a command grab instead. Some of this, especially if you don't have like a good tool to hit him out of the air, really, really hard to deal with. And his neutral is just oppressive. Like this is a really good fireball. This is a really good fireball. This is insanely good This is +2, by the way. You have to hit him out of this move, but it's so fast that it's really, really hard to hit on. This is also +4. So like he can mix up between these two neutral skips. So he has some of the best neutral skips in the game. This character has like insanely good combos. They damage him though. Part of the reason that he's like really volatile, right? So if you like mess up, okay, this just looks cool. But you get the idea is like this character does crazy amounts of damage. All right, you get a safe jump, and yeah, you're definitely dead from this. You get the idea. But this character chunks out damage. Obviously, he chunks out damage to himself too, but don't mess up. Yeah, so he has lower health, and the fact that he takes health, I think, is the biggest deterrent. I think that makes him really unstable. So to me, he has all the tools to win, but the health is a bigger deal than you guys think. So I'm gonna put this character A+ right around here. And then Belial is definitely cheap. I think this character's top 5. He has everything. He has every tool you want. He's basically a Shoto, but better. All right, so Siegfried. So these are 2 characters I have mained at one point. I think Siegfried is insanely good. Again, invincible reversal. Some of the best DPs in the game. Go really far. Really good for anti-airing. Yeah, just very, very, very good. Very good pressure after dash late. This is just like one of the best follow-ups to dash late. So not only does this combo, but after you block stance, it's a mix. You have to guess. Is he gonna... Are you gonna strike back? Way as a parry, right? He has this move, but as long as you space it out right, it's safe. So he has like easy follow up to strike, and then he can always command grab you, right? So just that basic game plan, dash L into a button into stance, very, very cheap. He also has very easy ways to initiate this, right? Medium fireball, and this move is the neutral skip of all neutral skips. If someone doesn't have a good way to deal with this, you just dash in and you get free mix, right? This button's insane. He also chunks out damage. Yeah, I think this character is just really good. Really good 2H, easily A+ tier. Also has a way to alter his jump arc. Yeah, he has everything you want. Now Grimnir suffers from not having a DP. I think his defense is actually the worst in the game. So most characters have a decent jump out. His jump is very, very floaty. So he can't even like jump out of the corner. No DP, can't jump out of the corner. His alt DP is really bad because let's say you alt DP in the corner, you can't even get a side swap, right? They're too far for you to side swap. So even that's not very good. That being said, he has some strengths to make up for it. This move, very, very good. You can just throw it out. You have seals. You can dash around the seals. There's so many different permutations you can do to bait out anti-airs, to bait out DPs, right? To side swap. This fireball, one of the best fireballs in the game. You can literally just like throw here and then like get a free seal out for free. Block pressure is really good because you can just go into this fireball. This fireball also, it's like basically even, right? And especially if you like space out with this normal. All right, you're +4. You can make you can make frame advantage situations, throw other fireballs, kind of turtle, throw out the seals, and then go for a mix up on the seals, and then just keep repeating. So his neutral is quite good. This normal, I used to hate this normal. This normal is the shimmy god normal. This normal is I just throw this out and pray, and if it hits, they die. He has 2 hits. You can hit confirm, and the other thing is he has some bullshit ultimate skills. This move is insanely good. Probably the fastest full screen normal. This is probably the only thing that can punish Sora's SSBA activation. You get a full combo off this. Very hard to punish. Oh, also it leads into a fuzzy situation. So any combo he gets in the corner, right, will lead into a fuzzy. And there's like different mix-ups you can do, right? So you can do this, you can go like overhead, you can go low, works on almost all the casts. So his offense is really good, his neutral is really good, he just has really bad defense, right? So I think because his defense is so bad, I think that kind of puts him near the top of A tier, right around here. Actually, I think Djeeta and Gran are, I think he's like pretty similar to Djeeta and Gran. I'm gonna put him like right here. And I think Siegfried is A tier. I think he's better than Belial, actually. I think it's something like this. Okay, this looks really imbalanced. I don't think Soriz is up here. I think Soriz is like this tier. I think I'm okay with this. Yeah, I think this looks pretty good. Let's take over Lance and Cag. Yeah, I think Siegfried is really, really good. I mean, he's really basic. These two are obviously top 3, and then after that, it's like I'm really not sure. It could be this. I think Belial's pressure is better. It all depends on, it's matchup specific too. Matchups where Siegfried can't get the medium wall out. It's gonna be a little harder for him, right? Where Lance might have like easier time. To me, it's like, yeah, these three are interchangeable. All right, any master level players here wanna debate me on this tier list? I know who's masters. Not very many people master. If I haven't heard you, probably not master. Sin says Zoe's S plus in my heart. Yeah, me too. I actually think Zoe's better than Percival. I actually think Zoe's here. Put Lowain higher. Wow, T-Bola thinks Lowain's higher. You know what? I'm gonna take your word for it. I'll put Lowain right here. I got you. I actually do think Lowain has some secret bullshit. Anila's low A. A plus? Riazza, for real? Why do you think Anila's that cheap? Riaz is a master Anila. I think Anila just struggles in some matchups, bro. Like, how's Anila supposed to fight Cag, bro? How are you supposed to fight Lance? You have no tools to get in. I think she just struggles in some matches, like in neutral. Anila beats Cag? Really? All jump doesn't seem that good, bro. You just 2H it. You just 2H the short hop. I don't see her. Wait, what is this alt jump, bro? What are you guys cooking with this alt jump? What are you guys cooking? Bro, this move is slow as shit. What's the point of alt jump? That's not it, bro. I get. Okay, I see what you're saying. Like here, maybe this would be pretty good. Like if you're full screen. Okay, maybe that's pretty good. Maybe that's pretty good. All right, I'll tell you what. I do see the potential. Just throwing that out and then getting in, because you can kind of jail them. But still, that's 50 meter, bro. All right, I'll tell you what. Anila goes here. All right. So yeah, tier list. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I think it's pretty good. I know this is like a much different take than a lot of people, but hey, I just won the biggest Granblue tournament. So I guess something has to. I guess it counts somewhat. Anyways, take care, y'all. Like, share, subscribe. Peace.